all gotten used to recycling bottles, cans, and paper products. Well, some of us have. But did you ever wonder what happens to old toothbrushes, pens, coffee capsules, and toys? They're a lot harder to recycle, so they often end up in landfills, incinerators, or even in the ocean. Now, an innovative New Jersey-based company is trying to tackle this problem, both here at home and overseas. Roxana Saberi has the story.
From above, the coast of southwest England shines pristine.
That's where a whole load of plastic usually washes in.
But buried in the rocky crevices, Emily Stevenson spots scraps of trash.
As soon as your eyes adjust to see the plastics, you see it everywhere.
The 21-year-old has spent nearly half her life cleaning up these shores.
How does what you find today compare to what you found 10 years ago?
I think we're definitely finding more plastic bottles and, well, more plastics in general.
Including bag after perfectly preserved bag of chips.
This was the first Walker's crisp packet that I found, and on the back there, 16th of August, 1997. So it's the same age as me.
Made of metallicized plastic, bags of chips are hard to recycle.
Looks like some packaging.
Which is why they often wash up on shores.
This is now the oldest thing I've ever found. I realised I need to do something.
So she made this dress.
So there's 23 bags of crisps on there.
Out of bags of Walker's Crisps, the United Kingdom's biggest potato chip brand, known to Americans as Lay's. After wearing her creation to her college graduation last year, she used the attention to push people to protest by mailing their empty bags of chips back to Walker's. Walker's promised more environmentally friendly packaging by 2025, but Emily said that would be too late.
I just thought it was crazy that TerraCycle was already able to recycle crisp packets. Why aren't they working together?
Our purpose is to eliminate the idea of waste. I want to change the way people look at garbage.
TerraCycle is a New Jersey-based company taking on trash around the world.
There's just a huge amount of opportunity in waste.
Its founder, Tom Zaki, dropped out of Princeton University because he believed waste was a treasure, untapped.
It's relatively uninnovative what we do with it.
TerraCycle collects tough-to-recycle debris like cigarette butts and, yes, bags of chips for free. People can also pay to send in their used packaging to warehouses like this one.
Candy wrappers, chip bags, Ziploc bags.
TerraCycle then sorts through the material and turns it into plastic pellets, which manufacturers buy to make products like watering cans and picnic tables. This lumber has been made out of Capri Sun pouches.
Exactly.
These products are the result of research headed by Rick Zaltner in TerraCycle's lab.
We take materials, rip them apart, and we can figure out how do we put them back together and what we can use them for.
What has been the environmental impact of TerraCycle so far?
TerraCycle has recycled millions of pounds of waste plastic and materials throughout its lifetime.
But critics point out that's a small portion of the more than 8 billion metric tons of plastic produced globally since the 1950s, most of which has not been recycled. And they say TerraCycle is giving businesses an excuse to keep using single-use packaging.
Are you taking away some of the responsibility of businesses?
Companies who work with TerraCycle are taking a voluntary step to create a better outcome for their waste than doing nothing at all. And really what they should do is design their way out of it.
Are you going to motivate those companies to do that?
Absolutely. In fact, a new model we just launched called Loop does exactly that.
Loop offers a new way to shop, with big-name brands selling items in reusable containers. You pay a deposit, and they arrive at your door.
When they're done, dirty, no cleaning, then we pick it up, clean it, and then it goes around again.
Still, reusable packaging also carries an environmental cost.
The environmental impact of a steel container is much higher than a single-use plastic one.
Cornell University professor Glenn Dowell is an expert on the environmental responsibility of businesses.
When we think about the footprint of the transportation, of getting the containers back and forth, it's going to be quite a few times that these containers have to be reused before they're better in an environmental sense.
And that's not the only challenge.
But you're just changing the container. What about the contents? I mean, you still have these wipes
that are really hard to recycle.
So the battle we're picking is around disposable packaging and showing we can create a major solution there.
You're not fighting this battle.
No, because we're going to pick one battle at a time and try to solve that in a big, epic way.
Back in England, Emily thinks Loop will catch on. For the same reason, Walker's Crisps began recycling through TerraCycle last December.
If the companies know that these next generation don't want this plastic, they have to listen, because else they won't have customers in the future.
Her generation, she says, is demanding change now to create a cleaner Earth for the future. For CBS This Morning Saturday, Roxana Saberi, Padstow, England.
It's such an epic problem,
Yes.
and with so many components, but it's going to take customers like Emily who basically say you got to change, I think, for businesses.
And that idea that it's one thing at a time.
Exactly.
You can't fight everything, but one change. If everybody made one change, what would that impact be?
Yeah, so my change is to drink out of cups that I can wash from now on. That's my thing.
Use a refillable water bottle.
There it is.
There you go.
Every little bit helps.
So slap my hand if you catch me with any paper or plastic.
We'll do that.
Can we slap your hand anyway?
We're keeping an eye on it.